Can I talk about some games I've been playing?
Yeah.
If you must.
Go for it.
Cool. I played a pair of games this past week, and I'm going to talk about them kind of in concert because they are very, I don't know, they're like brothers to me a little bit. I've been playing God of War, Sons of Sparta, as well as Nocturnal 2, at least the demo of Nocturnal 2. Now, you maybe remember, Tom Lauren, Nocturnal 2, a game we played at the PAX Indie Mix event. Talked to a wonderful developer there. They sent over a demo, their latest demo that is on Steam right now, and I wanted to give it a try because I didn't actually get to play a ton of it when we were at the Indie Mix that night. And what I'll say is I really like Nocturnal 2. If you don't know, it's a Metroidvania where you are lighting up the map with fire. It's got this beautiful 2D art style, and to chart your way across this world, you are lighting torches, burning down curtains, you're giving light to this world, and it's got this amazing combat system that you're unlocking moves for as you go along, as you would with any Metroidvania. But it reminds me the most of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It really feels like that very fluid, almost Smash Bros. Inspired combat system where you're knocking people up into the air and slamming them down, they're bouncing back up, you're hitting them again. It feels really great and really fluid, and I really like it. I would highly recommend you go play the demo right now. It's on Steam. It is just, I'm really looking forward to playing this game. I think this demo was bigger than the one we saw at the Indie Mix. I saw a few more environments than I think I remember you guys seeing when we got in there, and was liking what I was playing. It did get quite difficult by the end of the demo. I was really feeling the difficulty. But I like that. I like when a game like that will push against you. It didn't feel unfair. It was definitely like, I can do this. And it wasn't like, oh, these combat challenges are hard. There was like some platforming challenges. And like, you're asking me to do a lot. And I really like that. So I'm looking forward to like sinking my teeth into that game. And the reason I talk about that first is because this is the game I want God of War Sons of Sparta to be. I've played about 5 or 6 hours of God of War Sons of Sparta. This is the 2D Metroidvania that was announced at the State of Play last week, set in the God of War universe. Takes place years before the God of War games, following a young Kratos and his brother Deimos as they explore Sparta. When we saw it for the first time, we'd heard about it for years and years and years. Obviously, it had been rumored for a long time. When we finally saw it, had this, like, I really liked it, gorgeous pixel art that a lot of people have kind of bristled against. They think it looks kind of ugly. I like the way that it looks. However, I find this game incredibly okay. Like, there's nothing in it that really strikes me as like, wow, you are either elevating the genre or doing something very well. The combat feels a little clunky. Like the animations and attacks and stuff like that, you can feel like you can get locked into them very easily, where you'll do something and you'll be like, oh no, I didn't mean to press that, and now I'm stuck doing it. I'm going to get hit. And I also have found, for a game that's 2D, has this pixel art style, I found a ton of technical issues. I think this game runs terribly. In any boss fight, it slows way down. The frame rate drops so far down. The world I find quite generic. Like it is just kind of like ancient Greece. It's just doing all the greatest hits in that sort of deal. Like it is like, okay, we're in the ancient Greek city, and now we're in this like kind of generic looking forest area. And I don't know. I want to like this game a lot more. I think I'm going to see it through to the end because I don't hate it. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 if I was putting it on a scale. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I just think in the world we are in right now, where we are, there are dozens of amazing Metroidvanias to play. You can't just be an okay one, because like I can go play Hollow Knight. I can even go play I could go play Prince of Persia again, and that's like this game looking at it, and then playing something like Nocturnal. I do like the pixel art style, but playing Nocturnal and seeing this world, and even looking at the new Castlevania game coming out, I wish they had done something a little more inspired for the God of War Metroidvania. I wish it looked like that. I wish it played that smoothly. It does feel a little clunky, and I don't know. I'm not loving my time as much as I would hope I would have.
Yeah, that's a shame to hear, because when the reveal trailer came out, we were all pretty excited about it. Just quickly on Nocturnal, I remember like loving that demo at the Indie Mix, and I bought Nocturnal 1, and I haven't touched it yet, but I really want to try that out. Now, especially after you talking about Nocturnal 2 more. But yeah, it's a shame that like in terms of like the structure of it, like, is there a lot of exploration?
Yeah,
Like
it's a
how
huge
is it,
world. It
like,
is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. I haven't beaten it I'm not anywhere near beating it. I've seen some people talk about this about 20 hours to beat this whole thing. So it is
okay,
like quite
right,
expansive. I have seen a picture of like the full completed map. And it's absolutely huge. The one thing I didn't mention that I do want to give this game flowers for is the combat system does do this interesting thing where in a lot of these games, health is at a premium. You're always like something like Hollow Knight, you're always conserving every single little bit of health that you have. In this game, it's kind of like they added a bit of Doom, the modern Doom games, where you have a separate attack that you can do that will do a little bit less damage that's guaranteed to give you health pickups on the enemy. And I think like that in a Metroidvania setting works so well because it's like, hey, I'm low on health. I know this next enemy. I know how to beat him. I know those attack patterns. I'm going to take a little bit more time. Maybe it takes 6 hits instead of 4 hits, but I'm going to be guaranteed to get health every time I hit them. I think that's like a really inspired, cool choice.
It's interesting you say it doesn't run very well because I feel like that's kind of a cardinal sin these days from video games, particularly when there's such a long turnaround between them. And I wonder why they then released so quickly, because obviously it was shadow dropped and everyone was very surprised about that, because easily PlayStation could have just announced the God of War trilogy remake and called it a day, and that's all we needed to hear from Santa Monica Studios that day. And rumors of there being more announcements coming in the summer and things like that. So I just wonder why. I mean, it's normal for games to come out and have a few little issues, but
it's
yeah,
every boss fight, every arena fight. If there's just like too much going on screen, it chugs. And I'm like, I can go play Prince of Persia right now, and it's a buttery smooth experience the whole way.
yeah.
I haven't seen a single frame drop playing Hollow Knight. Like, it's just this game. It's bizarre. I'm like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot going on screen right now. Like, it doesn't really feel like they should be chugging. I'm not looking at God of War Ragnarok in this like photorealistic 3D massive sprawling world. Like, I do really just have this one screen in front of me and the lion enemy or whoever I'm fighting on the other side. And in these games, especially a Metroidvania like this where it is so combat forward, any one of those little hitches can mean life or death. Like, it can really, really mean like that in a boss fight. And then you're just like, okay, it's chugging, I'm dodging, I hope it works. I really hope it works. And sometimes you get hit. I've had to just like, you can get hit quite a few times before you die in this game. There's been some boss fights where I'm like, I just need to get out of here. I'm just running into them. Like, I don't care if I get hit. I'm going to be able to outlast them and just like hit them as many times as I can. Don't care if they're attacking me or the game is chugging at all.
Do you think you're going to finish it, like knowing that there's 15 hours ahead of you?
I do. I think I will. Like, there are the actual exploration of this game and the powers that you get, I am really liking. They do this really unique thing where the powers that you're getting are all sort of given to you by various gods. You come across a temple of whoever, Apollo, Zeus, anyone, and they're the ones who give you these powers. And then the puzzles that they make you complete as you move along and once you get these powers are quite a lot of fun. I really like those puzzles. I like you come into a room and you see, okay, there's the little eye there, so I have to hold I forget his name, but there's a stone head that can like activates a laser, so do that, and then okay, I use my like electric slingshot over up to this thing, and this and walk into a room and seeing all the pieces laid out in front of you and trying to figure out what order I need to do the things with the combination of powers that I have, or maybe I don't even have all the powers I can right now, is a lot of fun. There is fun to be had in this game. I just think that if you are completely starving for Metroidvanias and you have nothing to play, you haven't played, let's say you woke up from a coma from 10 years, you haven't played anything for the last 10 years of Metroidvanias, this is probably like 62nd on the list I'd give you. But as somebody who has like kept up with a lot of these things, and if you enjoy the like, I don't know, God of War mythos, this is adding a bit of like connective tissue to those games. So there is that on top of it. It is so far before any of the stuff that we've seen in God of War that it does feel quite disconnected, at least from what I've seen. Who knows? Maybe in hour 20, it does really connect to the mainline games, but it's kind of told to you through an older Kratos telling his daughter Calliope the story of him and his brother. And so like there is active narration as you're going through the levels, which is quite interesting. Of you'll come across a thing and Kratos will be like, oh, and then this is when I met this person, and Calliope will be like, well, can I do this? And he's like, yeah, you totally can do that. And that's something unique to this game that I haven't seen in a lot of Metroidvanias, is it is this like kind of like storybook that you're moving through. But I don't know. As I said, it's probably like a 7 out of 10. I'm not adoring it like I was when I was playing the Nocturnal 2 demo, where I'm playing that and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want this game right now. Like I want to be able to like experience more of this combat. I want to get through those platforming challenges. I want to see what sort of new powers are going to give me, because there's only just a small sprinkling in the demo itself, and it happens to look amazing. Whereas God of War, I like the pixel art style, but I'm not like, it's not a selling feature for me.
I find this interesting, and this like can be like a broader discussion for all of us, but like, so this comes out, it's a bit of a like a sort of a spin-off in a different style. It's a bit of an experiment. We also have, you know, the Horizon multiplayer game coming out, which again looks a little different, bit of an experiment. People don't really know how to feel about that. And I'm wondering what you guys think about, like, you know, Sony potentially just trying some of these different like installments for their main first party games, because like obviously people would prefer God of War 3 or whatever this next God of War game is, or they would prefer Horizon 3, or they want the next Last of Us. They don't want a multiplayer. And I mean, I think Ghost of Yotei Legends is a little different because that was an established thing that they set up with Ghost of Tsushima, but there is these sort of like, and even Tom, you were saying before, you know, like there's these big gaps between the mainline games, and then so people are sort of, what do you do in between until the next one when the development cycle is so long? So what do you guys think about this kind of strategy?
I like it. It means more of the thing that we like. And as you said, breaking up those longer gaps. And I would like to see them continue with it. I think that, yes, God of War Sons of Sparta is not a 10 out of 10, is not a game of the year. There is still fun to be had there. And I wouldn't want to like nix the entire experiment just because this thing didn't work, because one of these might be a 10 out of 10. Who knows? Maybe the Last of Us kart racer comes out and we're all like, this is the greatest. This is a generational game. I think that it is fun that PlayStation wants to experiment with some of these titles and play around with what they can be in and out of the genres that we know them as.
Yeah, I'd rather they took a swing and a miss, or even a swing and like they kind of hit the ball, than them not try this stuff at all. Because yeah, like the alternative is you have nothing in between these temporal releases.
And
so
it's also allowing,
something...
in a lot of these cases, Sony to go to other studios. Like this isn't a Sony Santa Monica product. This was made by someone else. I would love to see what a Sony Santa Monica 2D Metroidvania God of War would look like. I know that, I'm forgetting his name, but the director of God of War Ragnarok was quoted as saying right after that game came out that the game he always goes back to when he has downtime during dev is Symphony of the Night, and that he would like love to work on something like that. So when there were rumors about this game initially, I thought, oh, this is going to be his game. Like this is going to be the God of War. No, it's not. It's another studio, but it is kind of cool that PlayStation is letting these other smaller studios play around in their massive IPs.
Yeah, I think there's just concern though, particularly with the dilation of the industry, that, you know, anything that doesn't hit can be an immediate failure. And you worry that like, if they're working on this side project that doesn't go, then maybe the next thing won't go. So like if Sony Santa Monica had done this and it wasn't good, then would there never be another God of War mainline game? You know, I think there is a bit of concern around like, well, they could be spending that time working on the next big thing, right?
Well, that's why, like, similar to what Klein was saying, like, I think it's good that they can, like, outsource it to, like another developer, so that, like, I guess the risk isn't on the main studio. It is to these, like, other studios. It's similar to, like, the Cadence of Hyrule, the, like, Legend of Zelda rhythm game, like, spin-off. Like, it's just cool that they can, like, Nintendo's never gonna make that game, so why not just give the IP to someone else who can make this unique idea for like something in this franchise, and it gives fans like something unique to try without burdening Nintendo's like main team with something that, like, if they put all their eggs in one basket for that, like it might destroy them. But like for the smaller team, which with a smaller budget and whatever, like it has a better chance of having success, I guess.